Oh my goodness. Great morning, guys. This is your boy Eminem, and we're about to get started on our Wednesday treadmill motivation. I'm gonna tell you guys, with my acclimation of getting used to being in Lake Elsinore, this is crazy. When I wake up in the morning, it's 36 degrees, and the low was 31 degrees last night. That's crazy. I'm not used to that. What's up, Lynetta? This is bizarre for me because coming from San Diego, California, that's cold. And let me show you guys something because you guys see my you guys see me on a treadmill and stuff. But let me show you what I am literally surrounded by mountains. Okay, let me give you a little view of what I see every morning. Now this is my backyard. This is our backyard, and as you can see, we are literally surrounded by mountains. Okay, there are mountains on the right side, there's mountains on the left side, there's mountains in back of us, and there's mountains in front of us. So when I say that I am literally surrounded by mountains, I am surrounded by mountains. What's up, my boy Sean? Good to see you. Sonia, how are you? I'm just giving you a little view of what I have in the mornings. But like I say, I am surrounded by mountains, and this morning it was 36 degrees. Our low was 31. So I have to warm up before I get started on my treadmill motivation, because I'm telling you, I'm freezing. I'm chilly. I'm cold. It's cold outside. I gotta warm myself up. What's up? Oh man, Mr. Myers, good to see you. It's freezing. So I'm in the valley. I'm in the desert. I'm down in this. It's chilly out here. So I just wanted to give you guys a view of my surroundings, and it's literally all mountains. All mountains. We're like in the valley part of the valley, valley part of the valley. We are in the valley part of these mountains. So you know that when nightfall comes, it's cold. It is freezing, literally freezing. And so let's get started, guys. Let's get warmed up here. I had been on this earlier this morning because I need to warm myself up before I get out here and start working. Man, to achieving and overcoming fear in your life and living a fearless life. Now, if you were with me on Monday, you know that we're talking about the acronyms of fearless. And we talked about F, face the truth. In all that you do, you want to face the truth. In everything that you're doing, you want to face the truth. You want to face the fact that there are things that scare you, becoming successful. There are things that you're fearful in. Erica, how are you? There's things that you're fearful in achieving in your life. So you want to face the truth in all of this and challenge your trepidation. Whatever your trepidation is, you need to challenge that. Now, the E in fearless was erase negative imprints. We have to erase the negative imprints that are in our lives that came from our past, that are affecting our present, that will possibly dictate to where we're going in the future. So we have to erase those negative imprints in our lives. And I had made the example about my children and how they grew up in a separated home because their mother and I divorced. And I'm erasing that negative imprint in their lives and letting them understand that just because daddy divorced, just because I have a track record of divorce, does not have to be your reality. You can have a successful relationship. You can have a successful and meaningful relationship. So I'm breaking and I'm canceling that curse that can be their statistics of divorce, and it doesn't have to be. So I'm breaking that. I'm erasing that negative imprint that would possibly be their outcome in life. So Rita, how are you? And so the A portion of fearless was allow change. You have to allow change in your life. There are a lot of things that you face in life. There are a lot of things that you're going to face in life, but don't allow those negative imprints, as I was talking about, be your present condition. Because people of nature, people of culture, people of whatever, we're afraid of change. People are afraid of change. I've been around people that in business and ministry, they're afraid of change. They're afraid to let go of the past. They're afraid to let go of their present surroundings because they don't want to go into the new because it's fearful for them. They're fearful of the unknown. Deborah, how are you? So you have to allow change in your life, because I know, like myself, many of you have feared change because you think that it's going to disrupt your life and it's going to uproot you from your comfort zone. Yeah, that's true, because there were a lot of things that I refused to do because of fear, because I didn't want it to uproot where I was. I didn't want it to uproot, my comfort zone. Theodore, how you doing, my saved, sanctified friend? Good to see you, man. Tamara, how are you? So we have to allow for change and be patient with that change. Okay, just because a lot of people just because a lot of people don't want to change that are around you, you know what? Be patient with them. Give them the benefit of the doubt that change is important, yes. Change is positive, yes. But give them the benefit of the doubt. Kevin, how you doing, man? Give them the benefit of the doubts to know that with change, it takes time. So in everything in your life, you have to allow for change in your life. Every instance of change, I stated this on Monday, every instance of change serves a purpose towards your higher good or your better outcome, your better good. It all serves for that. And in time, we all learn that. Now, R, in fear, in fearless, R, we talked about relax. Relax. We have to relax, because at times we, as humans, we get high strung, we get stressed out, there's a lot of anxiety, and you have to face those things. Why are you anxious about anything in life? Especially if you can't control it, why are you so anxious? Learn to relax. Learn to take life the way it is and just embrace life. Take a trip. Do some vacation. Now, you guys, many of you know that I own a travel agency, Deja's World Travel. Now, you can go over to dejasworldtravel.com and look at all the things, but I specialize in faith-based trips, cruises, group cruises, vacation packages. But my niche is faith-based cruises, faith-based trips to the Holy Land, doing journeys of Paul, the steps of Christ, and a lot of things like that. I mean, even though we're a full-service travel agency, there's certain things that I specialize in. Now if you want a flight, you can handle that on your own. You don't need me to book your flight. Okay? Yes, there are discounts for flights, but just like I can look those flights up, you can look those flights up. So to use me is for specialized trips, packages, and things like that. Okay? So again, don't call me for no airline trips, because I don't get discounts for airlines. Yeah, anybody can find you an airline trip. You can find your own. But for specialized trips, you can find me. But in alluding to that, take time to enjoy yourself. Take time to enjoy who you're with, and travel. Relax. Enjoy your life. Don't be so high strung, because all that's doing is cutting off your lifespan, and we don't want that to happen. All right, now today, our last 4 of the 8 steps of achieving a life of fearlessness, a life that you can achieve anything in life, basically. But these are just some small steps to help you living a fearless life. All right, L. The first L in fearless is listen to your intuition. Listen to that little voice inside of you. Have you heard people talk about, something told me or something said? Well, what is that something? There's an intuition that's within all of us. The Spirit of God speaks to every one of us. So it's not something told me. No, someone told you. The Spirit of God told you. Or the enemy is dictating to you. But if you learn how to follow it, learn how to follow your intuition will banish your fears. Many of you that are successful in your career right now, Kevin, believe Kevin, he's in the medical industry. And a lot of you are in travel industry. Others are in other types of industry. I have a cousin that owns a mortuary. She's a funeral director. She owns a mortuary. So all of these areas of businesses and all these areas of careers that you're successful in, think about it. You had to follow your first instinct. You had to follow your intuition. You had to follow certain advice from people. But in the end, you had to follow your own intuition, whether you were going to go down that path or not. And some of the times, most of the times, when you follow your intuition, especially if it's a positive intuition, it will banish a lot of your fears. This is because your intuition is like a mental GPS system into the future. Think about it. Your intuition is much like the mental GPS into the future, so that you can sense what's to come. When you sit down and you plan out your life, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 50 years, you're planning and you're strategizing. Your intuition is your mental GPS. Melvin, how you doing, man? It's your mental GPS into the future, so that you can sense what is to come, where you need to go, and it'll ease your apprehensions of tomorrow and what tomorrow might hold. So listen to your intuition. Sit down and have those self-conversations. Those times I sit down and people think I'm crazy, but a lot of this I got from my dad, because I used to hear my dad walk around the house talking to himself. I'm like, who's he talking to? My mom said, he's just talking to himself, talking to the Lord. I'm like, oh, okay. And now here I am. I walk around the house talking to myself. So a lot of these traits, you know where you get it from. You get it from your parents. But I walk around the house and I talk to myself. I say, self? Yeah, I do. Self? What about such and such and such? Self? What about such and such and such? So I'm reasoning with certain ideas. I'm reasoning with certain goals and plans and visions and dreams. And those of you that would love to be a part of what we're doing in our Life's Word ministry, man, we would welcome you, because right now, I've shared some of the vision to a group that came to our home this past week. It was a group of leaders, a group of workers, a group of professionals. They're part of our ministry, because I'm gonna tell you, this isn't just a typical church. No, this is a ministry. This is a worldwide ministry, but we're starting locally, and the vision is massive. I would love to share that vision with you and see where you could fit in to this vision and how we can help one another. But as we were sitting and we were discussing, the visions that this ministry is going in, the direction that it's going, many of this was from me just sitting and contemplating and talking to the Lord and reasoning with the Lord, and God was showing me some things and birthing this vision within me. Say, I can't do it by myself. So you guys are going to see a lot of the things that's getting ready to happen with the ministry of Life Words Ministry. We would love to basically partner with you and have you guys come along with us on this journey, because here's what I say. You always want people around you that are smarter than you. You always want people that are more intelligent than you. And you definitely want people that are more successful than you. and more financially stable than you are, because what that does, that helps you as a leader be strong in what you're doing and what your mission is. You know, I always wondered, you know, early on in my life, I never wanted to be a pastor. I never wanted to be, you know, that leader in that type of industry and stuff. But God was weaning me. He was actually grooming me to be where I am today. So all that time, I was the best number 2 to my dad, the best number 2 to my dad, the best number 2. Wherever you are in life, you can be the best number 2, because in life, you're not always going to be number 1. You're not always going to be that one person that's in control of everything. You might be that best number 2 to help the number 1 be the best that they can. And so now that God has placed us in that number 1 position, we're definitely looking for we're looking for a whole lot of number 2s that can help us in this push and in the direction that we're going. Hey, Ray or Stephanie, which one is on today? I don't know. But whoever, good to see you guys. All right, so that was the L in fearless. Now the E in fearless. I think I said this first L. There's only one L in fearless. And I was thinking about the S, the 2 S's, but E. End feuds. End feuds. When you fight with others, what you're doing, you draw fear into your relationship with that person. You might know people that are always argumentative, people that are always disputing what anyone says. They have that spirit of fight in them. They have that spirit of argument in them. You got to pray for them. You got to pray over them. Touch them in the name of Jesus. You know, lay hands on them and rebuke that spirit. Because what that is, fear of allowing someone else to be successful is at the forefront. And you got to subdue that spirit, because when you fight with others and when others fight with you, what that is doing is drawing you, it draws fear into that relationship. And you don't want to do that. Fear that others will betray and hurt you and abandon you. In order to nurture fearlessness, you must make peace with those that are around you. And then you have to understand that their intentions are not to cause you harm. You have to be in a position to trust people. Now, as a leader and as a growing leadership, sometimes that's difficult because so many people want to be around you and their intentions aren't always good. They always want to suck life out of you. They want to suck your resources out. They want to suck all your good out of you. But this is where wisdom comes from. This is where understanding comes from. This is where intellect comes from. You know, and that's one of the things that I constantly pray, and I've been praying most of my adult life, is God, give me wisdom, give me understanding, give me knowledge, and give me intellect. Because this is what we need to be as effective leaders. And it doesn't matter what job capacity you're in, if you're in leadership, if you're in ministry, if you're in a business aspect, you still need all of these qualities. You need these characteristics. You need to have strong spiritual wisdom. You need to have knowledge and understanding. And you need to have some level of intellect in order to lead. Now, like I said, it's good to have people that are around you that are smarter than you, more intellect than you, more wise than you, especially if they can wrap their heart and mind around your vision and around your dream. They will definitely push you towards success. They'll push you to your greatness. They'll push you to a better good. And that's what we want. We want people that are innovative. We want people that are smart. We want people that are intelligent, intellectual, people that are wise beyond their years. You know, I'm not threatened by that. I embrace that because God has given us the vision. He's given me first the vision. And now that my wife is a part of this, he's given us the vision to move in a direction. We don't have all the answers. We don't know all the answers. And no, this is why we're surrounding ourselves with motivated leaders, innovative leaders, wise leaders, intellectual leaders, spiritual leaders, financial leaders, those that are financial, because that helps all of us in the direction that we're going in this ministry. All right. Now, the first S in fearless, selectivity. Selectivity. You have to learn to be very selective about what you want out of life and the things you decide to go after in your life. You have to be selective. Women, you have to be selective in the type of man that you want in your life. Now, Christine, she's going to definitely hit on that when we start having our, here's, I can't even get it out, I'm so tired, winded. Dropping a new nugget on y'all. We're getting ready to start, besides, we're building this ministry and we're starting this ministry, in the Lake Elsinore area. God is opened up to her now to start having e-groups, and which I'll give you a little more information about that later on, but that's just a little hint of what's coming, or e-groups. But she's going to be able to minister with women, single and married, in the direction that God wants them to go, especially in being selective in a mate, being selective in your ministry, being selective in your career. You have to be very selective in these areas in order for you to be successful. I don't care what it is, wherever you are in life, you have to be selective. Men, the same with you. You have to be very selective in the type of woman that you want in your life. For an example, let's talk about ministry. Since I'm a minister, I'm a pastor now. Let's talk about this. As a man of God, do you really want a woman that portrays herself to be loose, portrays herself to be easy, portrays herself to be flirty? No, you don't want to be with someone that have those mannerisms. You very well have to be selective in your choice of a mate in ministry. Look at what's going on in government. Look what's happening. A lot of the stuff that you're doing now, if it's not right, you need to stop. Especially if you want to get into leadership. You need to cut that stuff out, because it will come back to haunt you. It will come back to bite you. Look at that government. Look at what's going on with all these men in these high positions. All these things that they did in their past is coming back to bite them. So we have to be careful. We have to be selective in what we're doing. We have to be selective in who we're around. We have to be selective in who we want in our life. Be selective. You have to pursue things which don't inspire fear in you and make you feel completely uncomfortable. I'll say it again. You have to pursue things. Okay, let's put people in this. You have to pursue people which don't inspire fear in you, and also that will make you feel uncomfortable. Mimi, how you doing? You have to have these people in your life. That's why it's important for you to be selective in this area. So, in your selectiveness, select a vision for your future, and then stick with that vision to the mental projection until you've brought it fully to life. I didn't start sharing my vision until, one, I was sure about the vision. Two, I was sure about the direction of that vision. And three, that vision was basically from God. Those are important. Those are very important. But when you select a vision, and this vision is for you and your family, you and your business, you and whatever, your ministry, your company, your team, you have to stick with that vision. Don't be flighty in your vision. Don't be up and down in your vision. Don't be fickle in your vision, because people won't take you seriously. It's like those that go from one business to another 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 business. That happens a lot in network marketing companies. That happens a lot in companies where, multi-level business. I came from that industry. I spent years, almost a decade, in network marketing. And I've seen people go from one network company to the next. And their time frame is like 5 years. They'll spend 5 years in one particular network marketing company. Boom, they'll go to another one because they ran it to as far as they can get. They've made all the money. They've built a massive team. And so now, they go to the next network marketing company, take all their team with them, and now they stick there for 5 years. Now, I'm not saying anything is wrong with that, but people that are following you, they're looking for a leader that's consistent and that's going to stick with a vision for life. That's your livelihood, because you got all these people following you. You have to pay attention to who's following you. Every time you leave, you want everybody else to leave with you. Every time you start something, you want everybody else to start with you. And most of the time, your inner circle, your family and friends, they're tired of you going back, back and forth, going to this one and going to that one, running here, running there. They're like, dude, get somewhere and stay. My brother taught us in our business, stick and stay, you get paid. Stick and stay, you get paid. But in your vision, in your selectivity, this is the first S in fearless. Your selectivity. Learn to be selective about who or what is in your life and what you want out of life. Things you decide to go after. Be very selective. People that you decide to go after. Be very selective. The business that you're getting ready to get into. Be very selective. And your team building. Be very selective. In our team building process in this ministry. And see, that's where all that experience of being in network marketing and team building is helping us now in this ministry, because now as we're building our core team in this ministry, and yes, as I said earlier, we are looking for core leaders to help us in this ministry move. This isn't your typical church now. This is a ministry that we're going to be very effective in our communities. Okay, so if you'd like to get involved with that, contact us. We'll definitely love to share the vision with you. Like I shared it with a group of leaders just this past weekend here at the house. So be very selective in your getting and inspiring and in encouraging. Select a vision in your future for your future. Stick with that vision. Okay, to that mental projection. Let it stick in that mental projection until you bring that vision to life, fully to life. And this is what we're doing now. We're bringing up my vision, our vision, to life now. The last S in fearless. Secure in yourself. Secure in yourself. Are you secure in yourself? Are you secure? I used to tell Christine when we were dating, she used to wonder how come I didn't get upset. I wasn't always flying off the handle with that other guys that she dated fly. I was like, it's not that serious. One, I'm very secure in my skin. I didn't always used to be, but I'm very secure in who I am and where I'm going in life. And I'm going to tell you this. When you're selective in your mate and you're not secure in your skin, you're going to have problems. When we met, I was very secure with who I was and where I was going and the vision that God had birthed in me. And when I started sharing that with her, it wasn't a fact of what can you do for me and this, that, and the other. It was like, what can I do for you? This is where I'm going. This is what I'm getting ready to do. Now, if you can help, if you want to be a part of that, I'm like, great. That's just gravy on the bread. But my thing, I already knew where I was going. I already had a vision. I already had it planned. I already had it drafted out. Now, when we came together, she opened up other areas of that vision. She opened up other areas of me seeing things now. I was like, oh man. So it really brought more to the table. And see, in your selecting, you want to know that people that's coming into your life can bring more to the table than you. They can bring as much or as more to the table. In your selecting, you need to be very selective in that area, but securing yourself in order to shun fear forever. And this is one of the things that we want to do. We want to shun fear forever. Now, I know that fear is ever present, but if you get into the practice of shunning fear, we can shun fear forever. You have to work on your self-esteem. How are you in your self-esteem? How are you about yourself? Are you fearful in who you are, how you look, how you dress, how you talk, how you speak? How's your self-esteem? Ask yourself, how is your self-esteem? Fear arises from not believing enough in your own abilities and your own talents. You have to, one, believe in your abilities and believe in your talents. You do. I'm talking to you. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. You have to be in a position and an area in life that you believe in your abilities, your own abilities and your own talents. You have a lot of abilities. You have a lot of talents. You have a lot of skill. Do you believe in it yourself? And if you don't, what makes you think anyone else is going to believe in it? When you consistently live in a mindset of, I can't do it, or in a mindset of, I'm not good enough, you know what you're doing? You're narrowing your window of success to a very slim opening. And inadvertently, it's going to put yourself in a position of putting yourself down all the time. Stop doing that. Stop allowing yourself to walk in the mindset of, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. And see, these are some of the things that we teach our children when they're growing up. Because I can't do it. How do you know what you can't do if you haven't tried? There are so many things in life that it's absolute. I can't do it. What? Excuse me? What do you mean you can't? Tried. You have even tried. But yet you're going to say, I can't do it. And one of my favorite saying is, here's the thing. Well, yes, here's the thing. Because I am a cook. I am a chef. I love cooking. I love feeding people. You know, that's one of my skills and my talents is cooking. And when I used to hear my children say what they did not like, and this was before they even tasted it, I tell them, don't tell me what you don't like, because that's exactly what you're going to have on your plate. But because I am so creative, yes, I'm bragging on myself, because if it's true, it's not bragging. I'm creative enough to change what they don't like to something that they do like. And then when they taste it and they eat it, they go, oh, wow, this is good, Dad. What is this? And I tell them, this is exactly what you said you didn't like. Oh, man, I've been missing out. Yes, you have. We miss out. We miss out. Tanika, how are you? We miss out when we constantly live in a mindset of saying, I can't do it, or I'm not good enough. Stop. Stop. Make that a practice today, that you're going to stop saying what you can't do, and you're going to stop saying what you are not good enough to do. Because it's not true until you try. Nothing beats a failure but a try. Ronnie, how you doing, man? And Ronnie, good to see you, man. He knows this perfectly because he deals with young people on the Olympic side, training them to be Olympic stars. And I'm sure that when they tell him, I can't do it, he's like, no, I don't even want to hear that. Because until you try, you don't know what you can't do. You don't know what you can do. So nothing beats a failure but a try. Let me say it again. Nothing beats a failure but a try. So stop living in the mindset of saying that I can't do it. Stop living in the mindset of saying that I'm not good enough. Because until you try, you don't know. And as I close this out, we've been talking about eight steps to achieve and overcome fear and live a life of fearlessness. Although the role of fear is to keep us safe, okay? That's the role of fear, is to keep you safe, if you didn't know that or not. But even though our role, the role of fear, is to keep us safe, we do ourselves no favor by living in fear. You do yourself no favor by living in fear, even though fear is a gauge to keep you safe, right? You don't do yourselves any favor by living in that fear. You have to awaken yourself and your potentials and draw a bigger possibility. Draw a bigger possibility in your life. What are the possibilities in your life? Draw those bigger, draw those large. I tell people in our vision workshop, our dream workshop, you have to have a dream, you have to have a vision that's so big, so redunculous that people laugh at you, people talk about you. Is it big enough to make you cry? What are your possibilities? We must eradicate fear from our lives. We have to eradicate fear from our lives through daily efforts which promote our strengths and self-security. We can only do that because, after all, we all possess the inherent trait of everlasting courage, which can guide us through most anything. It can guide us through anything, any and everything, any and everything. This has been your boy, Eminem. Appreciate you guys coming in, sharing this moment with me. We finished up our 8 steps to overcoming fear and achieving a life that is fearless. And so these inserts that I've gotten were shared from a Dr. Hara, or Hara, however you want to say it, Hara, H-A-R-R-A, Hara. Great theologian, more or less, in the field of motivating and sharing how people can overcome fear in their lives. So remember, we'll go back through it real quickly. The acronym for fearless: F, face the truth, face the truth. E, erase negative imprints in your life. A, allow change. R, relax. Take some time to relax. Go out with your mate. Go out with your spouse. Go out with your significant other and chill. Just do nothing. Go to a park and get some vitamin D. Go out there and vegetate. L, listen to your intuition. E, in the feuds. Stop fighting with people. S, selectivity. Be very selective in your life. Be very selective in the people that you're around and the things that you're going to do. And the last S is secure in yourself. Be secure in yourself. Be secure in who you are. Be secure in your talents and your gifts. Be secure in that. Be strong in that. Encourage yourself to know that you can do anything, and stop living in the mindset of I can't do it or I'm not good enough. And when you hear young people talk like that, stop them immediately. Let's erase that negative imprint in their lives that they can't do something or they're not good enough to do something. You're creatively made, wonderfully made. God created you in such a way that you can achieve anything in life that you put your mind to and you put your abilities to and you put all types of effort into doing. You can do it. So with that, we always want you to love yourself. Love God first. Love yourself and then love others, because that's how you can live, hope, and change in the area of life that you're in right now, in the position that you're in whatever capacity of life that you're in. If you can live and you can hope and you can change anything around you. If they don't want to change, you need to change those that you're around. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. Got to go do some work, finish my vision, finish my planning, finish all of that. It's all a process of getting to a level of success that we want to be in. This has been your boy, Eminem. Appreciate you guys coming in, as I always say. Thank you so much for sharing this with your friends, sharing with your loved ones, and sharing with those that you don't get along with. Because that's what it's about, right? We want to share, because knowledge is powerful only if you do something with it. Knowledge is powerful only if you do something with it. So, with that, Christine, she's out there, she's making it happen, y'all. I love you, honey, from the bottom of my heart. I thank God for you. I thank God for what we have. I thank God for what He's given us to do together. Guys, love you much. You guys be good. And we'll definitely see you on Friday, right? Okay, we'll see you on the other side, guys. Be blessed.